What's up, Facebook? Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite, and today we're going to be talking business loans. More importantly, we're going to be talking about how you can get a business loan quickly. I mean, literally, these loans we're going to talk about today, you can get in about 24 hours. You can actually get them on average in about 72 hours or less, definitely in less than a week, even if you're slow with getting income documents and stuff together. And we funded a lot of these deals within 24 hours. So today we're going to be diving in, talking more about how to get business loans. Now, this will be one of several streams we're going to do over the next matter of weeks on exactly how you can get business loans. A lot of people still think you go to your bank when you want a business loan, but 90% plus, about 98% plus of business loans come from alternative investors. So we're going to talk about alternative investors and alternative lenders. We're going to talk about three core or main ways you can get business loans based on other factors other than what SBA looks for. And I'm going to outline the fastest and easiest way over the next few weeks for you to actually be able to get a real loan for your business. So a lot of stuff we're going to dive into. Today, we're going to talk about what really is the easiest and fastest way to get a business loan out there today. It is the simplest way to actually qualify for financing for your business, even if you don't have collateral, even if you don't have good personal credit, even if you have horrible personal credit, this financing option can still work for you. I'm going to walk you through all of the basics, and we're going to give you kind of an overview of what else it takes to actually qualify for a loan. So let's go. So I call this formula the 3 C's of lending, and this is what we're going to be going over the matter of the next few weeks. And what it really consists of, it consists of the strength, the easiest way to actually get a business loan based on the strength of your business. Now, this is much different than what a lender's actually going to look at a big conventional bank. Big conventional banks, as you probably know, you need to have all 3 of these things. They're going to require tax returns. They're going to require that you have cash flow verifiable per your tax returns. They're going to want your business tax returns. They're going to want your personal tax returns. They're going to want a lot of different things to get you approved at a conventional bank. They're going to want you to have good credit. You've got to have good personal credit for a bank loan. You've got to have good business credit. You have to have good bank credit or money in the bank to get a loan at a conventional bank. You also have to have collateral. As a matter of fact, you have to have collateral for about 50 to 75%. Sometimes even more of what it is you're trying to borrow. So for example, if you're trying to get approved for a business loan for, let's say, $100,000 at your bank, well, with most conventional banks, they're going to actually come in, and I'm going to pull up SBA's loan requirements right here. Most conventional banks are actually going to require that you have collateral for about 75,000 of the 100 grand you want to borrow. So a lot of people say, look, if I had that money, then obviously I wouldn't be looking for a business loan. Well, that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to, most business loans that we can qualify for nowadays, they're just not, my collar's bothering me, so if you see me pulling and tugging here, that's what's going on. So most business loans, we're just not getting at our bank, because the truth is that most of them are too difficult to qualify. So let me kind of give you an idea here of why you don't want to go to your bank to get a business loan in most cases. And then we'll be able to jump in and talk a little bit more about where you do go. So this is what we call the SBA loan checklist, okay? And with SBA's loan checklist, the 7A is called a working capital loan. Now, they have other loans too. So, for example, a 504 has to do with real estate. But if you ever see a 7A loan for SBA, this is just working capital, a general purpose loan. Now, here's all the stuff you need to get approved. The loan app, they're going to do a personal background and financial statement. So they want to make sure you have experience in the field that you're in with a resume, etc. They're also going to want you to supply financial statements. And the financial statements have to do with your existing profit and loss, your future, what you estimate you're going to be doing financially in the future. Q, welcome. Good morning. Thanks for coming. Spoke with Lane. He's awesome. Yeah, Lane is an awesome guy. You're going to have statement of personal history of your personal financial statement. So you've got to have business and personal financials to get approved for an SBA loan. Okay, you're also going to need the profit and loss, the projected financials I just mentioned. ownership and affiliation. They're going to want the information for anybody that owns more than 20% of the business. They're going to want to look at your personal and your business tax returns for an SBA loan. A resume to make sure you have experience. They're going to want an overview of your business, any leases, any contracts with third parties as well. All is going to be required for you to actually be able to get a business loan. Now, beyond that, and I think I just pulled up SBA 2. Now, beyond that, SBA also wants you to have good personal credit and business credit as well, and good bank credit. So I'll kind of give you a rundown and show you. I think that they list that on their website as well, and I'll give you kind of an idea of exactly what they're looking for. Nah, I don't think they actually list that. So what they're really looking for here is they're looking for good personal credit, good business credit, and they're looking for good bank credit. So a lot of business owners don't know that you actually have 3 types of credit. You have what personal credit, which you're familiar with. It's credit linked to your social. I've personally seen 780 credit scores get denied with SBA because of one derogatory item on the credit report. They even put on their website they don't want you to apply if you have any blemishes. So any derogatory items on your credit report at all, you're not going to be able to get an SBA loan. They also say that you should repair or look into any blemishes on your business credit report. So you need to have established business credit report, period, to get approved for an SBA loan. And not only does it need to be established, it can't have any derogatory items. This is required because all SBA loans, or all loans that you're basically getting at a conventional bank, are actually pulling your business credit reports and pulling what's called a FICO SBSS score. Now, this is the FICO's small business score. And FICO's small business score won't give you a 140 score or higher, or the minimum score for an SBA loan, unless you have established business credit. So you can have absolutely flawless consumer credit, but your business FICO score still would not be high enough for you to get approved if you have no established business credit. So to get a conventional SBA loan, you've got to have good personal credit with no blemishes, you've got to have established business credit with no blemishes, and you also need to have a good bank credit score, or what's called a bank rating, which means you need to have a minimum of $10,000 in your bank account on average over the last 90 days. So there's a lot of stuff required to qualify for an SBA loan, and that's why, if you really think about it, you probably know less than a handful of people who've ever told you they secured an SBA loan. I love SBA. I love SBA loans. I think they're phenomenal in what they do for small business. The problem is you can't even think about qualifying for them unless you've been in business for 3 years or more, unless you have good personal credit, you have collateral, and you have good financials. If you don't have that, you're not going to qualify. So now that we've talked about where not to go, where do you go? Well, think of it like this. SBA is asking for all this documentation because them and the bank are looking for your weakness. They want to know where your weakness is so they know where their exposure lies, and then they use that as the reason to deny the loan. What we need is the exact opposite of that. Instead of honing in on your weaknesses, we need lenders that will give you financing based on a strength. Based on a strength that your business has, not the weakness. That is what's called the 3 C's formula. You can get financing with a conventional bank if you have all 3 of these, but there's a lot of alternative lenders that will give you financing based on only one of these. Meaning, good morning, Azaba, welcome. So meaning that if cash flow is your strength, you can get money just based on your cash flow. If good credit is your strength, you get money on that. If you have collateral and that's your strength, you get money on this. Now, what's nice about this formula is you only need one of the C's, not all 3 like you do at a conventional bank. So let's say you have good cash flow, but your credit sucks and you don't have collateral. You could still get a loan. Let's say you have a good credit guarantor, but you're not generating much cash flow yet, or you don't have collateral, you can still get a loan. Let's say you have collateral, but your credit sucks and you don't have cash flow, you can get a loan. With the 3 C's formula, all you need is to get one of these, and then you can qualify for a business loan. So today we're going to talk about the easiest and fastest way to get money, which is right here, the first C, which is cash flow financing. And how cash flow financing works is we're basically dealing in a lot of cases with what's called revenue lending or merchant cash advances. You probably see these advertised on Facebook, Google, sometimes even on TV from companies like On Deck. And how these programs work is you basically need to have $10,000 a month in business revenue going through your business bank accounts, and you need to have 1 year in business. Now, there are some exceptions here, okay? We call this in the lending space compensating factors. So let's say you only have $9,000 in revenue, but you have 1 year in business and you have really good bank account management. Well, then you could probably still get approved. Let's say you've got $15,000 a month in deposits, but you've only been in business for 11 months or 10 months. Well, then you could probably still get approved if you have some of these compensating factors. So the basic requirements for this kind of financing is $10,000 a month in deposits in 1 year in business, and you can get up to $500,000 in business financing. How much you get approved for is how much money you run through your bank accounts now. You can get about 10 to 12% of whatever runs through your bank accounts now. So if you did $5 million in business, you could get $500,000. If you do $1 million in business, you can get $100,000. If you do $200,000 a year in business, you can get $20,000. You can get about 10 to 12% of whatever your annual revenue is. Now, you don't need any collateral for this kind of financing. And like I said, the fast financing is very, very fast. We fund a lot of these in 24 hours. Most of the time, the people need the money to pay their payroll. But on average, we see these funded 72 hours or less. And Glennie and everybody else, thank you guys so much for sharing. That means I'm on the right track. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So you can get funding very quick. It's almost always within a week, 72 hours or less if you're ready, moving quickly to do this. Now, also keep in mind, guys, even if you're not looking for this money for your business, it still helps to know this because you can also make money helping people secure financing. And if you want more info on that, just go to our website, creditsuite.com/consult. Our team can talk to you about 2 ways, whether you work with us as a partner or an affiliate, that you can actually make money helping your customers secure this as well as yourself. So it's fast funding. There's no credit score requirements. Some lenders do have credit score requirements of 500. We work with a lot of lenders where if the bank account is managed responsibly, there's no credit score requirements. 450 FICO score customers could still get approved for this kind of financing. And it's basically based on a review of your bank statements. It's that simple. If you manage your bank, Ladale, thank you very much for sharing this. This is awesome. Brent, welcome to the live stream. If you manage your bank account responsibly, you're probably going to get approved. What does that mean? Well, it means that you have more than 5 deposits a month. You're not a real estate agent, for example, with only 2 or 3. You have less than 10 non-sufficient funds. You're not overdrawing your bank account on a regular basis. That you have some kind of positive ending bank balance at the end of every single month. That your deposits are increasing from month to month, showing you're growing as a business, but not declining. If you meet these basic requirements, you can typically get approved, even if your credit sucks, even if your customer's credit sucks, even if you don't have collateral. It's all about how you manage your bank account. Okay, that's what they're ultimately looking for. If you think about this, this makes perfect sense. What they're basically saying is, look, what we care about is that the money's going to be in your account for us to take it when we need it. And that's exactly how it works. With revenue lending, they're deducting the money from your bank account on a regular basis. Most of the time, that's daily, although a lot of lenders now offer weekly or monthly payback. So what it comes down to is the lender's looking at your bank account to say, hey, look, if we go to take your loan payment out of your bank account, is the money going to be there? If you overdraw the account, if you're negative throughout the month, if at the end of the month you have no money left, well, then nobody's going to want to lend you money. There's not money there to take their payment out of. So if you manage the bank account responsibly, you have consistent deposits. Okay, you've got a positive balance at the end of each month. You're not overdrawing your account constantly. Then those are all indicators of good bank account management. And if you have that, then you can get approved for this kind of financing, even with bad credit, even with absolutely no collateral whatsoever. So that's what they're looking for. Good bank account management. If you have it, regardless of credit, regardless of collateral, you can get approved in about 24 to 72 hours. Now, these loans, you can get approved as a nonprofit in some cases, okay? This really has to do more with alternative SBA loans, but they would want to see tax returns to show a profit, so it's usually for-profit businesses that they're looking for. And the loan terms are fairly short with revenue lending. They're usually about 3 to 24 months, but we see them go as far out as 36 months. So here's how this kind of financing works. Basically, you're going to come in, And they're going to give you options. They're going to say, look, you can pay a higher rate, a higher interest rate, and you can get a longer loan term. Or you can pay a lower interest rate and get a shorter loan term. So most people we deal with usually go with a lower payment, and the lower payment usually comes with a longer term. Now, the first time you get this kind of financing, the terms could very well suck. The interest rates are not the best because it's fast, easy money. But we've seen interest rates of 7-8% on this kind of financing if you are lower risk, if you do have good credit, if you have great bank account management, etc., and you've been in business longer, well, then you can get even a lower rate. But you can pay a higher rate if you're high risk. For me, I like that. I like financing that has a wide range of interest rates because what it means is they'll help people that are really high risk, and it also works for people that are very low risk. So that's a good thing. So usually in the beginning, you're going to pay a higher rate and get a shorter term. Then about halfway through, when you've paid half that loan down, so if it's a 6-month loan, 3 months later, they're going to go back to you and go, hey, do you want more money? And if you say yes, you send one bank statement and the next day you can get your funding. It's very easy to renew. So most people that go in this kind of financing continue to renew every 3 to 6 months and get more and more money. Because here's what happens. Let's say you got $30,000 to start. Okay, you got 30 grand to start, and in 3 months they go, hey, you've done a great job with this. We want to give you another 50,000. Well, they'll extend your term and they'll lower your rate, so your payments won't go up very much to get a ton more money. And it's so easy to get more money. That's why most people renew. We see about 70% of people renew and go back in this program multiple times. So revenue lending, you need to know what this is. It's the most popular kind of business financing that exists out there today, and all you have to qualify is good bank account management. And if you do manage your bank account responsibly, you can get 10 to 12% of whatever your annual revenue is, up to 500 grand, regardless of collateral, regardless of credit score, and get the money easily within 24 to 72 hours, okay? Any questions? Again, if you want to even see if you can get approved now, you can go to creditsuite.com/get funding, no dash in between, and we've got a really quick qualifier that'll walk you through, and you can easily see if you can get approved. So along the cash flow line, there's other kinds other than this revenue advance or merchant advance or revenue lending kind of financing options. And one of them is private money, or what's called alternative SBA loans. Now, private money and alternative SBA loans, these are kind of two different separate kind of products. Alternative SBA loans are offered from lenders that are not SBA, not conventional banks, and private money is offered through private investors. What these guys are looking for is two things. You have good personal credit, 685 scores or so or higher, and you have tax returns that show a profit. If you have those two things, then you can qualify for loans much easier than SBA loans through one of these. You can usually get about $50,000 to $500,000 in financing. The loan terms are a lot longer than with revenue lending. Instead of months, now we're talking about 2 to 4 years that are okay, and nonprofits are okay. The reason nonprofits are okay because nonprofits can get financing through a lot of different options, but what they want to see is tax returns with a profit. So even for-profit companies and nonprofit companies can benefit if you have good personal credit and tax returns that show some kind of profit. These are really good options. They're much easier to qualify for than SBA loans. You can get them within, 60 days or less. And all you need is good personal credit without a lot of drugs. Even if you do have some derogatory items, you can still get approved. But most importantly, tax returns that show an actual profit. So there's a few different types of cash flow financing. One is simple, easy, fast, easy money. Revenue lending, 10 grand a month in revenue, okay? 1 year in business are the primary factors to get approved. If you don't meet one of those, but you're close, then if you have compensating factors, you could probably still get approved. Loan up to $500,000, and all they're really looking for is that bank account management. Then you've got the private money and the alternative SBA loans. And these work if you have good credit and tax returns where you can get up to $500,000, but get longer loan terms and lower rates. The risk is lower here because you're showing on your tax returns that you're claiming a profit. Guys, I can't tell you how important this is, okay? Your accountant will tell you to write everything off at the end of the year. If you ever want to get a good, low-rate, long-term business loan, heed my warning that tax returns that show a profit are absolutely crucial. That happen. That is what lenders mostly want to see, whether it be SBA, whether it be alternative SBA, whether it be private investors. They want to see a tax returns that show revenues increasing from year to year to show you're growing, and they want to show profit, some kind of net profit that you're actually claiming. Okay, now I know a lot of people don't do that because the tax rate is so high, right? You could pay 40% tax from the government when you make a profit on everything you make. Now, hopefully with some of the things that are possibly going to change in our tax code, maybe even soon, maybe that'll change. But this is why so many people write off everything they can at the end of the year. But my advice is if it's feasible, at least show a profit, because that's what's going to open up the door for a lot of loan options for you and your business. Now, Bazaar says, I got 3 trade lines in Experian and 3 in D&B. Those that count as 6. What should I do after that? Well, we're talking about loans, but if you're talking about business credit building, start applying for store credit cards next. Most major retail stores will start giving you business credit with 3 to 6 trade lines reporting. You can go to places like Staples, Amazon, Dell. Those are some great places to start applying for next business credit cards. And then when you get to 10 to 15 credit cards, then you can start to move on and get fleet credit and store credit cards, even auto financing, all of it without a personal guarantee as well. So the first C, cash flow financing. Do you have cash flow? Yes, great. How can you verify it? Can you verify it through bank statements? Then you can get revenue lending, fast, easy money, a little bit more expensive than other kind of financing, but very few headaches. All you need is a bank statement review for approval. Or maybe you have tax returns that show a profit. Fantastic. If you do you have good credit also? A ton of alternative SBA and SBA loan options that open up for you. So if any of this makes sense, or when we will dive into this other kind of financing as well, if you have good credit or a guarantor that does, if you have collateral, well, chances are you can get a business loan right now. You can go to creditsuite.com/get funding. There, you're only going to find like a 5-question qualifier that once complete will tell you what you qualify for, and we'll even walk through and talk to you more about your funding options, etc., etc. So the question is, do you have a lendable strength? Do you have consistent cash flow? Do you have good credit? Do you have collateral? They all open up funding options. So today, we decoded if you have cash flow. If it's available through your bank statements, available or provable through your tax returns, it opens up these options. In the weeks to come, we will be talking about the next 2 C's. How you can get up to $150,000 in 0% unsecured financing based on good credit or good credit of a guarantor, or how you can use collateral to get financing, even a lot of collateral I'm not listed here, and I'll walk you through the process of getting business loan. Remember, if you don't have cash flow credit or collateral, no worries, boom. That's where business credit comes in. You can still get $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40,000 approvals. That handwriting's horrible there. That's my real handwriting. That's if I really concentrate and try to make it good. Really if I concentrate to make it good. $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 approvals, okay, using business credit, following the steps we've already outlined in our previous Facebook sessions here. And you can go back to facebook.com/credit sweep, see our previous sessions where we teach you anybody can get business credit. You don't need a lendable strength to get business credit. You don't need a lendable strength to get these kind of approvals. Anybody can do it. But if you have a lendable strength, or a customer of yours does, well then you can either get financing for your business, or you can get paid a lot of money just for helping them secure one of those type of financing. If you want to see if you can get approved, creditsuite.com/get funding to figure that out. So I'm going to answer any questions. I do not know if I will be live next Thursday. I probably won't. I'm going to be at the Credit Boot Camp in Orlando, Florida. I hope to see you there. It is really the biggest training event for credit repair organizations in the country. And I go there, and I've been there every year since inception, and I am blessed to have an opportunity to teach credit repair organizations about what business credit is, how it works, how they can benefit by helping their customers understand it and use it. So I will be there, so I won't be here in my office doing a live stream next Thursday. I might go live during the event. I'm not sure if I will. But the next week, I will come back and teach you how to get 0% financing based on personal credit only of yours or a guarantor, and you can get up to 150 grand, even as a startup. No doc, no bank statements, no tax returns, no collateral needed. I'm going to decode that for you in 2 weeks. I might go live next week at the event, but if not, I will see you back here at 2 weeks. So let me answer any other questions you have. Moving forward with your business credit program with Jim, awesome, Liddell. That's great. Now, if I say that to Jim, if I go out there and say that to Jim, he's probably going to laugh and say that you won't get in touch with him. But I won't do that. I did that last week on our live stream. But I look forward to working with you. Anybody, if we can ever help you at all, there's a bunch of different resources you could benefit from. CreditSuite.com/Facebook. There's a great free guide to build your business credit right there. If you want to talk to us more about expediting your business credit building or offering business credit and loans to your customers as a service, go to CreditSuite.com/consult to schedule some time, or just give us a ring, 877-600-2487. And if you do think you can have one of these C's, especially what we talked about today, and you can get a loan, well, then go to CreditSuite.com/get funding. 5 questions. You're going to know what you can get approved for. Our team will talk to you more. And just so you guys know, our finance team doesn't charge you a dime of money at all. We don't charge you an application fee. We don't charge you in the deal funds. How we make money on funding is that we help you with all aspects of securing the loan, and in some cases the lender actually gives us a referral fee, and sometimes they don't. But the bottom line is that it's an important aspect to have somebody help you through this process, because there's probably a lot of financing you could possibly qualify for that you just might not know about, that we can walk through. CreditSuite.com/get funding to see what you can get approved for now. Okay, we have been talking. I know, Dale, he says you've been talking. So everybody, Debbie, I'm sorry, we're wrapping up. You just got here. I will see you all in 2 weeks, Thursday at 11 o'clock in 2 weeks. We're going to talk about how to get unsecured financing for your business up to 150 grand at 0% rates, no doc, no cash flow requirements, no collateral requirements. I'll see you back in 2 weeks for that. If you have questions in the meantime, reach out to us and let us know. The info@creditsuite.com, or give us a ring, 877-600-2487, or just schedule time to talk more. CreditSuite.com/consult. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you all for the shares. It was awesome. Thank you for the likes. I hope, as always, you got some good information about getting a business loan today. And I look forward to seeing you all next 2 weeks on Thursday at 11 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.